What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing well. I have a few questions that I want to ask you, hoping that you would be able to help me. So let's say that time has arrived for me and my wife to come back to the Philippines, and I am permanently going to live there. Now, first of all, the only thing I know about the Philippines is from the visits that while I'm there for my vacation. So I really don't know a whole lot more other than that. My question would be, what would be some of the things in the Philippines as a foreigner that might be difficult for me to adjust to? What are some of the things that I may have a difficult time adjusting to? Now, when my wife had moved here, I could see how difficult it was for her at first. And some of those things were, one, okay, your family. Okay, you walked away from your family basically to start a new life somewhere else. 2, your job. 3, your very close friends. 4, I guess the culture itself, right? It would be everything about the culture because you don't have that here. Secondly, what I would like to know, if I wanted to buy a car in the Philippines, how do they do it in the Philippines? What would be the average payment for a new car if I wanted to get another car? What would be the typical monthly payment that you would have to pay for a new vehicle? Now, for me, I would want to try to stay away from anything that was used unless I knew that person personally, that I knew that person took care of that vehicle, and it would be hard for me to buy something used from someone not really knowing them or knowing the history of that vehicle. Here in America, we have a law. It's called the Lemon Law. And what the Lemon Law does is it protects the customer buying a used vehicle. So in other words, what that means is they call it a Lemon Law because you may buy a car from a dealership and take it down the road and the engine blew up on it. You bought yourself a lemon. It used to be to where if that was the case where you bought that car from a dealer and something like that would happen, they would tell you, tough luck, you're on your own. You know, this is the car you chose to buy, use, so you're pretty much on your own. But since then, they have changed things. They had actually put some things into place to protect the consumer, which is, if you were to buy a vehicle like that now, they have got to return you. They have to take that vehicle back from you. And also, before purchasing that used car, they have to also provide you the history of that car, whether that car had been in an accident before, previous owners, anything that may have happened to that car. They have got to provide that information. So they have changed those things. But for me, going into the Philippines, I would have probably a difficult time purchasing a used car. But what would be the average payment that you would have to pay on a new car in the Philippines? You know, I hear a lot of people talking about how a foreigner has to be careful in the Philippines. And yes, that is true. And I don't really think it's any different around the world. Okay, I think it's the same everywhere. Philippine people in general are very nice people. They're very polite. They're just very loving people. And I think, you know, as far as coming over there to live, I am very excited about that. But I don't really know what to expect. Okay, I don't really know, you know, how is it really going to be for me to adjust to that kind of lifestyle? I guess you have to be open to everything. As I watched my wife unwind here in America, yes, she loves it here. Yes, there's more opportunity here, but it is also very expensive. And like I've said in many videos before, very fast-paced lifestyles. In other words, you're constantly go, 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 and a lot of times there's very little time for, you know, play. So I just know in the Philippines it's a lot more laid back. It's not like that. People do have their struggles, but in general, everybody kind of sticks together to help one another. But, you know, I try to put these things together in my head. What would it be like, say, this coming December, when we are coming back over? That would be my final, you know, I'm there for good. What would be the best way for me to adjust to that? I mean, you're going to wake up to a different environment every day. You're going to wake up to different, you know, I'm going to say this. One of the things that my wife had said to me, my very first visit, we went into Manila, and we were walking through one of the malls, and my wife said to me, how does it make you feel knowing that most of us here all look alike? Well, she kind of threw me off a little bit on that, because I wasn't really even thinking of that. But it is true. You all pretty much have the same hair color, same eyes, same skin tone, and that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. Now, yeah, being a big old white boy, you're going to stand out. But I also know y'all want my skin. I know you want my skin. But I just found it rather interesting how you want lighter skin, we want darker skin. That's interesting to me. Why do you want white skin? I think people look better with a darker tone colored skin than they do white. And trust me, there are some white folks here. I mean, we're talking white. Like they've never seen the sun before. So those were just some of the things that, you know, I'm kind of hoping that y'all can help me out with, you know. What should I expect? What can I expect? How are people going to treat me? Like, can I walk around? Can I walk up and down the streets by myself? You know, I mean, my wife is Filipino and she would know a lot of these answers, but, you know, coming from a different variety of y'all, you know, getting your input on these sort of things really helps. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it one of those situations where, well, you might want to wait until you adjust in the community that you're living in when people get to know you? I don't know. You know, I just want to be comfortable there as I am here. So maybe you guys can give me a little input on some of those questions. You know, I'm kind of hesitant on wanting to buy a place. I would probably feel better with renting a place. rather than buying a place, because well, I don't know which would be better. You tell me. Would it be better to buy a place, or would it be better just to rent a place while staying there? So, to my Filipino friends, I am asking you for your greatest input on these questions to help me out, because what I'm basically doing is I'm trying to I'm just trying to get to know the Philippines better. And, I don't want to walk into a situation or into a certain area where it may not be a good area. Or, I know it's gross. Or, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Now here, I protect my wife. My wife is very protected. I will go to the ends of the earth to protect my wife, because she doesn't have anybody here but me and my family. She does have friends, but they don't live with us. You have a work relationship, and that's about it. So I know in the Philippines, things are a lot different. There's a lot more people. There's a lot more things that are happening around you. I tend to, when I'm in the Philippines, I tend to constantly be turning around and looking behind me, because, well, it's just, I don't want anybody coming up from behind me and trying to do something. You know what I mean? I do know that there was one incident. It wasn't the SM Mall. I don't remember which mall it was, but there was a gentleman that was looking at me rather oddly. And I was getting bad vibes from this guy. I didn't know if he was going to try to do something or what. Now, I think, for me personally, I think it's sad that, you're in a different country, and mostly all Filipino people are very nice, and you won't have any problems. But I think it's terrible that you have people that they're lurking, and they're waiting for that right opportunity just to do something or to take something from you. And once again, I'm not pinpointing just the Philippines. It happens all over the world. My wife and I actually had an incident here where I about put a guy through a wall, literally, because, well, I might share that story with you at another time, but my wife was scared to death. I've never seen her so scared. And I came real close to really hurting this guy bad. I have a certain kind of training through my work where I have we are trained in self-defense, and I had to be very careful with how I approached this, because I could have hurt the guy. And the guy was drunk, but I'll maybe share the rest of that story with you at another time. But I'm just glad that I was at home. Now, one of the things that I have my wife do while she is here is she carries pepper spray. I provided her with pepper spray to carry with her everywhere that she goes, to readily have it available just in case you have that nutcase, that person that's lurking, so that she can use that in self-defense. And trust me, it will slow you down. It will slow you down. I just think as a do I have a higher percentage of somebody trying to do something to me in the Philippines because I am a foreigner? So that's kind of where I'm at with this whole thing right now. I'm hoping you guys can give me some feedback. I'm also hoping you guys can hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave me these comments, guys. I could use your input on these topics. It's you guys that really help me with making decisions for there, to setting up the right, how do I want to say it? Just, you guys help me a lot. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, okay, and leave me a comment on these topics. I really need your input. Keep it real. Love the ones you're with, because you just never know. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I'll be looking forward to your comments, and I will respond to all of your comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.